the host? Ustaz bahasa apa sih hostnya? You can give it to Almira as the host.
Bang Gafur, background
Yep.
saya nggak kepake, nggak apa-apa ya?
It's okay. It's okay.
No problem.
Oke.
Good afternoon, Sir Ruben Garcia from Peru. Good afternoon, dear Patricia Gondes from Zimbabwe. How are you this morning? Nice to see you here.
Great.
Hello.
We're having a
Hi.
good time here.
Yeah, what time there?
Oh, it's 1:44.
1:44
Almost a quarter to 2 a.m.
a.m. Oh God.
What?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
I really appreciate the invitation here. It's always good to talk about education, no matter the time.
Thank you. That's really the highest honor for us.
You're so honored.
Yeah.
2
My
o'clock
pleasure.
in the morning.
2 o'clock PM, right?
A.M. morning.
Morning, yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
Good
Sir
morning.
Edward Mondal
Hi.
from Canada.
What time
Thank
is
you.
it there in Canada?
Yeah, this is now 11:44 p.m. So it's almost midnight.
Oh God, thank you.
Oh, it was the
Thank
same
you.
as I presented my session the last time in your
Yeah.
time. Yeah, 11
That's
o'clock
right.
in the midnight
Midnight.
session.
Yes.
Hello, I'm from Zimbabwe. It's 8:45 a.m. Thank you.
Wow.
You're
Quarter to
welcome.
9
You're
a.m.
welcome.
Oh, quite morning. Ma'am Nada Ratskovic from Kosovo.
Yes.
What time is it now?
Good morning from Croatia. It
Oh,
is,
Croatia.
Oh, Croatia. Oh
yes,
God, thank
yes,
you. Join us.
morning. It is morning.
What time?
7:45 at morning.
45. Not really big deal, I guess. Okay. So we are going to start now, I guess. Bang Rama.
Okay, start. No, right?
Tapi kan aku belum gabung karena kan jam 2 katanya.
Oh, 2 o'clock. Okay.
Heeh.
So you can play some or we can have a chat. You did. So Ibu Almira, you are as the host now. So
Yes.
you
No,
can
I'm co-host. Oh yes, I'm host.
yeah, you're host now. It's gonna be
I'm-
boss.
I'm
You're a
wearing-
boss.
Host. I'm not ghost. I'm wearing brooch from Mr. Nasiruddin. I think Kandu Wafi, you must bug one for us like this. Or
I think
Kandu Gofur.
You can order Ma'am Patricia Gonde from Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Or she can order by
Hello,
Shopee,
ma'am.
Mr. Wafi.
Hello, Ma'am Patricia.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How about you? Nggak pakai ini guys.
I'm okay.
Hello, Ma'am Nada. Hello, Sir Ruben.
Hello.
Possible. Ma'am Almira, you may play some, your campus profile or
Yes, I'm still looking for that. And,
related to
YouTube.
Aceh
Wait a minute.
culture.
Okay,
Aceh
yes.
culture resource. Oh, Aceh culinary, cuisine something. Have sound, please.
A minute.
Dari kota Loksemawe Samudra Pasai, nukilan sejarah kerajaan Islam Balikus Saleh bermula sebagai pusat peradaban Islam di Nusantara. Telah berdiri megah perguruan tinggi Islam YIN Loksemawe sebagai kampus kebanggaan masyarakat Aceh dan Indonesia. Berusaha mendulang asa sejarah gemilang peradaban Islam di Asia Tenggara. Selamat datang di kampus peradaban YIN Loksemawe. Kampus yang berdiri sejak tahun 1969 ini memiliki 4 fakultas, yaitu Fakultas Syariah, Fakultas Tarbiyah dan Ilmu Keguruan, Fakultas Usuluddin Adab dan Dakwah, Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Islam, dan program Pasca Sarjana dengan akreditasi program studi rata-rata A dan B. Fakultas Syariah memiliki 4 jurusan, yaitu jurusan Hukum Keluarga Islam, Hukum Ekonomi Syariah, Hukum Tata Negara, dan Ilmu Falak. Sementara Fakultas Tarbiyah dan Ilmu Keguruan atau dikenal dengan FTIK memiliki 8 jurusan, yaitu jurusan Pendidikan Agama Islam, jurusan Tadris Matematika, jurusan Tadris Bahasa Inggris, jurusan Pendidikan Bahasa Arab, jurusan Pendidikan Islam Anak Usia Dini, jurusan Pendidikan Guru Madrasah Ibtidaiyah, jurusan Manajemen Pendidikan Islam, dan jurusan Tadris Bahasa Indonesia. Fakultas Usuluddin Adab dan Dakwah memiliki 3 jurusan, yaitu jurusan Komunikasi dan Penyiaran Islam, jurusan Bimbingan dan Konseling Islam, dan jurusan Ilmu Al-Quran dan Tafsir. Sementara Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Islam atau dikenal dengan FEBI memiliki 3 jurusan, yaitu jurusan Ekonomi Syariah, jurusan Akuntansi Syariah, dan jurusan Perbankan Syariah. Kampus negeri ini terus melakukan pengembangan dengan berbagai terobosan baru yang terwujud dalam visi menjadi perguruan tinggi Islam yang unggul dan berwawasan global dalam pendidikan, penelitian, dan pengabdian kepada masyarakat. Kampus peradaban yang saat ini dipimpin oleh Rektor Dr. Haji Daniel MAG terus melakukan pengembangan di berbagai bidang untuk menunjang kompetensi kampus yang berdaya saing di tingkat ASEAN. Berbagai terobosan dilakukan untuk meningkatkan kualitas dosen dan mahasiswa serta pengembangan karir alumni. Kampus peradaban ini memiliki dosen yang berkualitas dengan reputasi nasional dan internasional, lulusan Timur Tengah, Eropa, Amerika, dan Asia. Beberapa di antaranya juga pernah mendapatkan penghargaan nasional dan internasional. Kampus peradaban YIN Loksemawe ini hadir untuk mencetak mahasiswa dan lulusan yang berkualitas dan berkompeten di bidang pendidikan, hukum, ekonomi, dan komunikasi Islam. Kampus peradaban ini akan mendidik mahasiswa menjadi pakar pendidikan Islam, guru, dosen, akademisi dan peneliti, pakar ekonomi syariah, praktisi perbankan, entrepreneur, hakim, advokat, praktisi hukum perbankan Islam, politisi, mufassir, dai, konsultan hukum Islam dan pakar fikih sosial, pakar komunikasi Islam, jurnalis, praktisi public relation, sinias dan scriptwriter, sutradara, reporter TV, artis, konselor, psikolog dan terapis Islam, motivator dan konsultan pengembangan sumber daya manusia. Kampus negeri yang berdiri megah di lokasi strategis dengan luas 32 hektar ini memiliki sarana dan prasarana yang representatif dan kompetitif untuk menunjang tridharma perguruan tinggi. Bagi mahasiswa berprestasi, kampus ini menyediakan kuota beasiswa seperti beasiswa Kartu Indonesia Pintar, beasiswa prestasi, beasiswa Hafiz Quran, beasiswa Bank Indonesia, beasiswa Pegadaian Syariah, beasiswa Aceh Carang Pemerintah Aceh, dan beasiswa Majelis Pendidikan Daerah Aceh Utara, serta beasiswa lainnya. Kampus peradaban YIN Loksemawe terus melakukan pengembangan untuk mewujudkan visi sebagai kampus yang unggul dan berwawasan global. Ayo kuliah di kampus peradaban YIN Loksemawe.
Selamat yang
that makes you feel restful. Have you heard this story about a beautiful place? A place that makes you feel restful. In the midst of people who live in religious harmony. A place that makes you feel home, that makes you curious for more adventure. Start your journey. Travel to the place where the story unfolds. Feel the sea breeze caress your face, and the sound of the waves breaking your consciousness. That you can see them through the beauty of woven fabrics. Or smell them through the scent of coffee that wafts in the air. If you've never heard it before, you may now find it intriguing. You may want to know every square inch of this place. From the beauty of its land to the depths of its seas. With an amazing biodiversity. Perhaps you've heard this story about a land which has traditions so diverse. Meet these friendly people who will welcome you with warmth. After all, welcoming guests is their tradition. The light of Aceh, wonderful Indonesia. Have you heard this story about a beautiful place? A place that makes you feel restful. In the midst of people who live in religious harmony. A place that makes you feel home, that makes you curious for more adventure. Start your journey. Travel to the place where the story unfolds. Feel the sea breeze caress your face, and the sound of the waves breaking your consciousness. That you can see them through the beauty of woven fabrics. Or smell them through the scent of coffee that wafts in the air. If you've never heard it before, you may now find it intriguing. You may want to know every square inch of this place. From the beauty of its its land, to the depths of its seas. With an amazing biodiversity. Perhaps you've heard this story about a land which has traditions so diverse. Meet these friendly people who will welcome you with warmth. After all, welcoming guests is their tradition. The light of Aceh. Wonderful Indonesia.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable to the President of Share to Care, my honorable to all the speaker, and my respectable to all the participant. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, wa bihi nasta'in ala umuri dunya waddin. Salatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin, walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. First of all, let's pray and thank unto our God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Lord of the world, who has been giving us the mercy and blessing that we cannot count, so we can attend and gathering in this the mega international virtual conference. Secondly, may salawat and salam be our best Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us to know and do the right thing in live in this world, namely Islam, the religious guide, the mercy to all the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ramadan Razali as a moderator today. I'm a lecturer from Islamic Economy Department, Faculty of Economic and Islamic Business. I'll say welcome to the speaker and the participant in this the mega international conference, virtual conference, which is held by State Islamic Institute of Madura, Muhammadiyah University of Sidenrek Repage, State Islamic Institute of Lok Sumawe, Stiba Darul Ulum Banyuwangi Pamekasan, Sliwangi University, University of Al-Azhar Mandar, and Share to Care volunteer. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start our agenda, let's say Al-Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The next agenda is we listen to the song Indonesia Raya together. Ms. Almira, please.
Di sana aku berdiri, jadi pemimpin.
Thank you so much. Hopefully by listening to the song Indonesia Raya and our solemnity to this event. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is opening speech from the head of Islamic Economic Law. Please welcome to Miss Almira Kumala Ulfa, MSI, AK NCI. Your time is yours, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ramadan. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Praise to be Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for giving us health, convenience, and blessing for this day. And also salawat for the Lord of the great Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who brought us from the darkness world to full of knowledge world. Today, I am Almira Kamal Ulfa as head of Islamic Economic Law Department, the State Islamic Institute of Luxembourg, proud to be here as part of the Mega Virtual International Conference 2021, organized by Share to Care International Volunteers. And I want to say thank you for our keynote speaker. And I want to say thank you for our president of Share to Care International Volunteer, Mr. Abdul Ghafur, and Mr. Andi Asrifan, Mrs. Madam Mutmaina, Mr. Abdul Wafi. And I want to say thank you for all participants who attendance in our Mega Virtual International Conference. The international conference title is Multidisciplinary Hybrid Learning in Achieving Sustainable Development. Through this multidisciplinary hybrid learning in achieving sustainable development, it is hoped that it can overcome the limitation of distance learning or online learning, because there are times when social interaction occurs when students come face to face with educator. I'm as head of Islamic Economic Law Department, the State Islamic Institute of Luxembourg. Both to be can be a part of this event. Hopefully, this event can be carried out without any obstacle. Amin. And this is my opening speech. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for Miss Almira. The second opening speech from the President of Share to Care Volunteer, International Volunteer. Please welcome to our President, Dr. Abdul Ghafur MPD. The time is your brother. Dr. Abdul Ghafur.
Iya. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon from Indonesia. Good mornings. Good afternoon. Good evenings to our friends in all over the globe. First of all, I would like to thank God who has given us blessings so that this conference could be held. And one thing that I want to say that this kind of conference is an activities that held by several universities from Indonesia, from our partners, and also support by our friends all over the globe. Thanks all for joining us, and also for all the presenters who joining in these events. I would like to say thank you. It is an honor for us joining you with our event. Thank you, and perhaps that this kind of event will be running success. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much to the President of Share to Care Volunteer, Dr. Abdul Ghafur, MPD. The third opening speech from the Dean Syariah Faculty, IAIN Luxembourg. Please welcome to Mr. Syariah, PhD. The time is yours, sir.
طيب شكرا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين على أمور الدنيا والدين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل وسلم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم. السادة الباحثين والمشاركين الأفاضل، حضرة الضيوف والزملاء الكرام، أحييكم أولا بتحية الإسلام. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وأريد كذلك أرحب بكم وأقول أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم في هذه الجلسة الطيبة، الجلسة المباركة في هذا المؤتمر الدولي عبر الشاشة الإنترنت. وقبل أن ألقي كلمة افتتاحية لهذا المؤتمر، اسمحوا لي أن أعرف نفسي أمامكم بأني محمد شهريار غزالي إبراهيم، عميد الكلية الشريعة في الجامعة الإسلامية الحكومية لوكسماوي بمحافظة أتشيا الإندونيسية. On behalf of the Dean of Sharia Faculty of the State Islamic Institute of Luxembourg, firstly, I would like to extend my warm welcome to all the guests, speakers, and participants to the Mega Virtual International Conference 2021 that organized by Share to Care International Volunteers. And I would like to record my special thanks to its president, our best friend, our brother, Mr. Abdul Ghafoor, and his great team for sure, Mr. Asrifan, Mrs. Mutmaina, and Mr. Abdul Wafi. Ladies and gentlemen, this international conference brings the special title, Multidisciplinary Hybrid Learning in Achieving Sustainable Development. And therefore, through this international conference that contribute by a number of many speakers from a number of speakers from many countries, it is hoped it can overcome the limitation of distant learning or online learning. And also, I hope all of these, in this forum, we can focus on how we can develop or build appropriate learning methods in facing current condition in this disruption era. How we can motivate ourselves to improve our skill in using digital technology. واعتبارا من ذلك ندعو كل المختصين المشاركين في هذا المؤتمر المبارك إلى المشاركة الفعالة والجادة تعزيزا للأهداف المرجوة. Today is a special day for our institute, for us who have been appointed as a host of this conference. Today, also I feel immensely privileged to be here with all of you, become a part of this conference. I'm delighted and honored for the opening of this international virtual conference. Dengan mengucapkan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, ada putus ya?
Pak, masih itu Pak.
Go on, sir.
Oke.
استمر يا أستاذ.
اوكي طيب. ولا أطيل الكلام، وفي الأخير أجدد ترحيبي وشكري للحضور الكريم على تلبية الدعوة والإسهام في إنجاح الفعالات هذا المؤتمر. وأخيرا أقول لكم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much to Mr. Shahrial, PhD, as a Dean of Syariah Faculty IAIN Lok Sumawe. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, before we begin the main or agenda, I will read some of the rules in this room. The first is the maximum time given to all the speaker is 15 minutes. And the second is for participants who want to ask the question, they can ask the question after the presentation session by writing question in the chat box by clicking raise hand and write down your name, institution of the origin, and to whom the question was asked and what question. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just move on the presentation. For the first speaker is Mr. Ruben Garcia, Dr. Ruben Garcia. Dr. Ruben Garcia from Peru. The time is yours, sir, and please share your biography, sir. Dr. Ruben, are you there?
Am I audible now?
Yeah. You are the first, sir.
Okay, very good. It is good then to have our great performance today. Let me, okay, some issues here. Fine. So greetings from Peru once again. It's a great pleasure for me to be participating in this event where we can talk about education. Education now is what we are here for, to talk about multidisciplinary hybrid learning in achieving sustainable development. If we are talking about sustainable development, we can mention some strategies for achieving sustainable development. And we can take it step by step, progressively, rather than focusing on long-term objectives and waiting for a turning point that might never come. We need to set our sights on feasible near future goals and take small steps to achieve them. Strategically, balance conflicting objectives. We can also work from the bottom up and use stories to drive change. This is a very important word, change. And that is what we are looking for. Change, but to improve. Always to look ahead and never stop. We can do many different things to reach the sustainable development goals. If we mention some, I can tell you that we need to get informed about the global goals. Global goals, yes, because the goals should be united. We should unite the same aims in education, as well as educate friends, colleagues, and families on these global goals. We also need to explore the realities of the global goals and what they mean for our community and countries. How about giving your time and skills? This is what we are doing now. We are all here giving our time because the time is the most precious thing that a human being has. And if you share this valuable thing in doing something for the benefit of others, is good achievement. We also say that sustainability or sustainable development is a multidisciplinary concept in its nature and is covered by various bodies of sciences. Moreover, each concept could be in depth discussed individually in a specific class sessions, for example. Each discipline could take advantage of this framework and may emphasize various aspects accordingly. So we are talking about a framework. It's because we need to work on something well organized. We cannot start in disorder. We cannot get into a mess. We need to provide the right information, and education can change people's values and behaviors, encouraging them to adopt more sustainable lifestyles. It can also break the cycle of poverty, not good nutrition, and disease that affects so many worldwide. The question now is, what do we mean by sustainable development? Could we give any strategies to attain sustainable development? Of course, we can talk about strategies to do this, like use of eco-friendly fuel. That fuels such as petrol and diesel emit huge amounts of carbon dioxide and end to the greenhouse impact. In order to control pollution, we can use gas. And these fuels have to be promoted. These fuels that are cleaner and eco-friendly should be used. Young workers, scientists, and researchers, the millennials, have opportunity to contribute to achieving sustainable development goals, including ending poverty and hunger, improving health and education, making cities more sustainable, combating climate change, and protecting oceans and forests. We have some examples of sustainable development. What about wind energy, solar energy, crop rotation, water efficient fixtures, and green spaces? Then, if we have abstract multidisciplinary approaches that are required to address the complex environmental problems of our time, the solutions to climate change problems are good examples to situations requiring complex synthesis of ideas from a vast set of disciplines, including science, engineering, social science, and the humanities. So it is important to learn about sustainable development. What do you think? Of course, sustainable development practices help countries grow in ways that adapt to the challenges posed by climate change, which will turn help to protect important natural resources for our future generations. By the year 2050, It is estimated that our global population will likely reach 9 billion people. Can you imagine that? 9 billion people. So the solutions for sustainable development means a judicious or optimum utilization of resources in such a manner that the pace of economic growth sustains with intergenerational equity. We have, again, strategies to attain sustainability development. And one important thing, as I mentioned before, we need to use environment-friendly fuel. And also, we need to control what? We need to control the overuses and create an awareness to provide sustainable development. We need to increase the use of renewable resources and use less fossil fuels. Have you heard about the introduction of organic farming? Yes, so we need to do this. Sounds good for the sustainability. We are here talking about, we are educators, but the government does play an important and even critical role if we are to have a sustainable future. Good government can provide vehicles for informed decision making and invest and maintain the checks or balances of a democratic system. Good government can promote sustainable economic strategies. As the interest grows in the idea that environmental protection, economic prosperity, and social equity are closely linked. Sustainable development is now commonly defined to encompass continued economic prosperity, environmental protection, and social equity. And then we can mention that one of the benefits of a multidisciplinary approach in education is that you get a more holistic understanding of the world. Again, a more holistic understanding of the world, rather than looking at individual departments and their subjects matter separately. A multidisciplinary approach integrates parts of each department into the study programs of the other. Then, the scope of multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies consists of various aspects, such as biological, cultural, social, and physical. It is also related to other subjects such as science, geography, economics, statistics, health, technology, population, and ecology. Let me finish with this. The knowledge and skills we need to solve environmental problems such as pollution, global warming, and climate change is that we need to contribute to the preservation of ecological balance by providing an essential understanding of environmental systems and processes. So this multidisciplinary hybrid learning in achieving sustainable development will do a lot for people who are listening to us to be together in order to achieve this very important issue for the benefit of global population. Thank you very much. Regards to all of you, and greetings from Lima, Peru.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ruben Garcia, for your nice presentation. Okay, how are you today, doctor?
Fine, of course, always fine. No matter the time, from Peru, South America. It's 2:30 a.m., but we are still here, up and active for you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Yeah, you look so active today. I think it's like a noon. I think it's a day in there. Okay. Okay, participant. If you have a question to our speaker, Dr. Ruben Garcia, you can ask directly with raising hand, or you can leave the question in our chat box. Okay. I think the participant didn't have a question for you, sir. So for the closing, can you give us closing statement, sir?
Yeah.
Dr. Ruben, can you give us a closing statement?
Oh, good. So, multidisciplinary hybrid learning is very important because we do not only aim and focus on one specific thing. We can reach many things by in a proper way and a very organizing strategy. So we can achieve something huge that can be and will be beneficial for global education and to create a mindset to do this.
Thank you so much, Sir Ruben Garcia. This is a perfect closing statement and a great closing statement. Okay, so we go to our next speaker is Dr. Nada Ratkovic. Dr. Nada, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Beautiful. How are you today, Dr. Nada Ratkovic?
I'm great, thank you. Greetings from Croatia to all. We are in preparing today, a day before Christmas. Tomorrow is Christmas, so many jobs to do for tomorrow yet. Okay, thank you. I want to first thank to the organizer for this great opportunity. My dear and best professor, Dr. Mutmanach, because she is always with us and she makes us to be here in her great country, Indonesia, and everywhere all over the world. I will share my screen, but I have a little problems with my computer because before we have a free option for the Zoom, and now when we get this option for 45 minutes, we have problems with sharing. So I will start. So we will see, is it working? No. Do you see my screen?
No, madam, we cannot see your screen. Maybe you can send your PowerPoint with us, and I will help you to share screen, madam. Okay. We can see your start.
Now, is it
Yes,
visible? Presentation.
Okay. Go ahead, madam.
Okay, thank you. I will do like this. Are the slides moving?
Yes, the slide moving.
Okay, I will do on this way because I think it will not go full screen. So once again, greetings from Croatia. My name is Nada Ratkovic, and today my topic is multidisciplinary hybrid learning in achieving sustainable development goals. I'm a professor assistant on the Faculty of Economic, Business and Tourism Split Croatia, and also a high school teacher in a vet school, and also a board member of International Internship University, where I do many things on this topic. So I will here present what International Internship University is doing with hybrid learning and sustainable development goals. So International Internship University is a virtual university, and the aims is the education and free education for everyone through the world. I will go in this presentation. I will talk a little about the fourth industrial revolution, the high-end technologies like blockchain, robotics, artificial intelligence, STEM, and correlation with SDG. So I like to always start with social positive emotions. So today, please, everybody of you, take a deep breath, and you will have a big balance between your body and your mind. Yes, we all know that this situation with pandemic changed education forever. It will never be the same. And we get many lessons from this pandemic. Maybe somebody will tell it is nothing positive, but I will tell many positive things for education if we talk about this massive open courses for learning, because we have many platforms to learn, to make collaboration, and also here we met many new colleagues, new friends, and I think that this situation make us very close. Also, like for the education, and yes, Corona was going, but technology was not starting, and technology don't start, it rapidly grow, and we have many new technology things in education. In education, like all other fields, had that big changes, and we must say that all professors get many and better digital competences. So these competences of 21st skill, if we don't have, we can't teach our students. And fourth industrial revolution, what it brings to us, what are the news in this fourth industrial revolution? New technology, that is new, robotics, blockchain, artificial intelligence, and all we, maybe somebody will say, I'm not using that kind of technology, but yes, everybody is having it in the classroom. Maybe he don't know that that is an example of AI or a blockchain. So what are the challenges and advantages? Pandemic, I said, shifted landscape forcing educators to rely on that technology. And 86% of educators are already in this field. International Internship University is offering many courses, and many of that courses are also free. If we talk about the SDG, there are more than 100 courses of sustainable development goals. But in this field, what is necessary for our education, we have many subjects like data science, machine learning. You can learn you can learn deep learning and many others. Here you can see there are courses with variety prices. You have basic, like example, for $10. You have professional for $20, and you have advanced for $30. And if you pay that, it is like a course who is during for 3 months. You can do it 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. So what is blockchain? There are many researchers about the blockchain, and blockchain is not a news. Yet 1991 we had blockchain, and we have that kind of networks. Every day we are paying online. We are using the bankomats. Today we have cryptovalutas. All of that is a blockchain technology. So we have a lot of definitions. A core technology, a digital public ledger, a black ledger, there's a potential for credit. That are all definitions. So I find this because somebody will say, what it means for me. You can be a musician, you can be an artist, and you can use blockchain. I will go a little further to this. Here, cryptography, how it works. How can the data be destroyed? What it means, what kind of storage, what it means for education. My faculty in Croatia is a business, economy, and tourism faculty. And one of the colleagues is also blockchain, artificial intelligence. Why? Because you can't be today economic or entrepreneur or educator, and if you don't have the main knowledge of this technology. So how does blockchain work? The first step is we will talk about transactions, like a transaction of money. When you make a transaction online, every detail with that transaction is on the date, and it is stored. The information is going to be encrypted, and it is stored unique, like string numbers and letters, called a hash. Every transaction, so each transaction you make, the blocks are going one blocks by another blocks, and you can have a hash to validate the transaction once you make it, and it forms a chain, always a new chain. I said before why it is important. It is important, I said, for economy, for our living, and for all industries in all fields. Financial institutions are really on the first place because doing jobs and doing things with money, we need safety. We all know that there are hackers all over around us. So here I show one graphic, like what is that, a transaction of money. We request a money, and then a block represents there a loan. The block is going broadcasting. Then the first chain is going, and there we go in other, and then the transaction is made. Here are Bitcoin. I think that many of us here started a little business with Bitcoin because we see that it is something what we need in future, that coins, virtual money. On the stock exchanges, it is going also. And what is the potential? A big potential for our education. Here in education, we make many documents. We make many, like in any program, we like for infographics, for everything, we must secure the data. Not only, I said, finance, banking, we must save and secure our data, what we make for our students. Transparency, like transparency everywhere, and it must be here when we make. We can't copy another's digital materials and write our name. Data protection is really necessary, and we can protect it by this technology. Easy to trace. Easy to trace is it is for the hacking, because it can protect us for hack data by our computer networks. And I think that this technology is really more and more powerful. Yes, we all use other programs for posters, for strips, for infographics, for our researchers, like SPSS or any another digital program. But here, I'm sure that in Russia, blockchain and artificial intelligence are yet on the first place in education. Maybe some disadvantages. For somebody, it is hard to understand that. We have so that is why we have forks. What are forks? We have hard forks and soft forks. Now I'm finishing one research on this topic. I'm doing the blockchains with this hard fork and soft fork. Why? Because I adore technology, and I can say that we can't live without this no more. Here are some courses. I said before that International Internship University had blockchain certificate courses, and I said basic, professional, and advanced. And it is in correlation with SDG. Why? Because International Internship University had many projects. Last year was a big project called SETVA, where many students were involved, and they were doing this project and using blockchains. I cannot talk only if we talk about this technology in education. We must mention also artificial intelligence, because that is really our approach modern for the society and our education, and that machines are really programmed like humans, and with the same mimic and actions. Where it is used like speech recognition. We can use for all. We talk about the skills of 21st century, and here like problem solving, critical thinking, and others are used by artificial intelligence. In all branches, also like blockchain, and in education. Here is artificial intelligence repository, and it is progressing towards an SDG. Every year, you can I think you can always be a part of this repository. You can include your students. Your students can make research and they can put the research there. And other students can learn from them. They all have the all 17 SDGs included in researching. And there are many, many benefits for our students using artificial intelligence. We have artificial intelligence for learning, for using, to know many kinds of. What are the examples in education? The first is personalization. It is the biggest trend in education, where the students learn new programs. Email spam. Every day we get many spam emails.
Excuse me, madam, you have a 5 minute again.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was interrupt you.
No. Okay, so here we have I want to mention this Slack, because this Slack is really great program for our students in gamification and chatbots, and I will go. So we must empower our students to take action, to learn about this new modern technology, and professors to use it also. Here is one example, one project where AI is included as SDG, a smart village design, eco innovation. My students make application called Small Business for Helping Entrepreneurs. So my conclusion is next. The robotics, machines, blockchain, and this high-end technology is already a part of our everyday life, and also of our education. If we use this technology, we always must include sustainable development goals, and we must talk about the sustainability of these technologies. But there is no technology that can replace us professors. So no robotics, no blockchain, no artificial intelligence. We will always be here for assist and for make researchers and to make this high technology. Thank you all for your attention.
Thank you so much, Madam Nada. We have one question for you. Wait a minute, I will read the question. This is from Sir Ahmad Gul. The question is, what is the education language in Croatia, and what language the textbooks are available in? Thank you.
Please, can you repeat?
Oh, okay. What is the education language in Croatia?
And in Croatia, we really we invested a lot in this sustainable development goals in our education. When the situation started with this COVID, we make many new platforms. We have a big platform called Carnet. He is our provider, and if we talk about this blended learning, I live in a small town, and my faculty is 36 kilometers from my house, and around me we have many rural parts like villages, and there for us, for our students, there were problems with network, with internet connection, but we used, we approved them the connection by mobiles, and we buy them the mobile cards also. We help them a lot in this situation. And if we talk about learning, flipped classroom was for making many projects, because we know that on our when we make lessons, we make many video lectures, many digital books. I make them. I don't know the number, how many do I do and how many I help to others, because I finished economy and also a technical study. I'm a informatic manager and mechanical engineer. So and also in Croatia, I work like a advisor in the Center of Excellence for the professors, and my students don't have problems. They learn because in all subjects, I'm a professor of statistics, and if I talk about statistics, how we have a great program. We have a whiteboard for like example, if we do something in Excel, we can record every part you do. So Croatia was good in this time. We don't have problems, a lot of problems. I can say we don't have problems with this virtual learning, and only that if I mention that little bad connection in rural parts of Croatia.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Nada Ratkovic, for your presentation. It's so great, Madam. And in our participant, they want you share your PowerPoint, Madam. Can you share your PowerPoint, Madam? Your PPT? Can you share your PPT?
Okay, but some data I must because they okay.
Okay, thank you so much. For closing, can you give us the closing statement, Madam? Can you give us a closing statement? The closing statement for your closing session.
Okay. So for this topic, I explain it on the example of International Internship University, what is doing and what it was doing and what is still doing now, and if somebody don't have time to make a honorary doctorate or to educate himself more, he has a big opportunity to do the courses by IAU. What I want to say to everybody, if you are not an expert in this field, you don't have to be an expert, but you need to start learning about these technologies, because these technologies are our reality. But if you start with this, you must have always on your mind the sustainability and all SDGs, because we cannot talk, how can we talk about technology if there is a poverty? So no poverty, and we must help the parts. We must be more human and had that social feeling for others, because now I said today we are preparing for Christmas tomorrow, and before Christmas what we do, my students and me send many presents in Africa, in other countries, and also I have friends where this typhoon is going on Philippines, and also we are preparing some help. So our humanity is on the first place, and if we have that note, we can learn, and then we can go also with this high technology, and we can grow together with technology by sustainability. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Nada Ratkovic from Croatia. Now we go to French. Okay, we Sir Benedict. Oh,
Hi.
okay. Oh, you are a woman. I'm sorry, I think you. Okay, Madam Benedict. How I can spell your name to correctly, Madam? Can you?
Yes, it's that. Benedicte. That's right.
Oh, it's right. Okay. What's the time in France now?
It's now 9 o'clock, 9 a.m.
Okay. How are you today, Madam?
So I'm very fine, very impressed to be with you, with all you. It's the first time for me to be in such a great event like that.
I'm so impressed too, Madam.
I'm very impressed.
I'm so impressed. Yes.
I try to do my best after all these great speakers.
Yes.
Okay,
Madam,
so
the time is yours. Go ahead, Madam.
Thank you. So just introduce myself very quickly. So I'm a mathematics and CLIL teacher in France, secondary school, in a region located in the very west of the country called Brittany. And my high school is near the famous forest. I don't know if you know the legend of King Arthur. So it's there, Brocéliande. Okay, so I'll try to be efficient. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try to, with my students, to try to approach work differently with materials and projects. That's what I want to bring a breath of fresh air to them. And what struck me is when I read an article. It was about what carbon cycle, because an American saw that their students did not know how carbon cycle was working, and how can you change world if you don't know how things are working. So that's very important for me, that anchoring knowledge in reality. For that, I was involved in a project and based on the problem-based learning. And this project was called Young Scientists Working Together. I was with an Italian and Spanish teachers. And we wanted to inspire them of love of learning and personal connection to their academic experience. That's what we aimed to do. How did we do that? It was a collaborative work and synchronous work too. We guided all the students and we split them into 4 international teams. And we asked them to name their teams after female scientists. So here the name, Maryam Mirzakhani was a famous Iranian mathematician. Sophie Germain was French, Hypatia was Greek, and Ilamar was American, Canadian. To help them to fulfill their tasks, we gave them 4 driving equations to the less and to the most mathematical point of view. For instance, we had a team that had to deal with this question: what does flat on the curve mean, and how math is helping? And to the list with more of history, can we learn from the past? And can models of all pandemics be useful to avoid making errors and saving lives? Right, from the least to the most mathematics. So we help our students. I think it's very important to be more independent, to gain in autonomy, and to appropriate digital tools. So we use spreadsheets, we use Python too, that they had a Python challenge. We gave them a lot of materials, videos on YouTube, for example, with the Oxford mathematicians videos. So with ICT, we use something like Mentimeter. I don't know if you'll know it. It's a software, spreadsheet software, e-twinning platform. It's a European platform that allows teachers to work together in projects. So that's why I was with the Spanish and Italian teachers. We use Python to code and to model 4 different types. And we use also infographic software. We had many goals in that project. We wanted them to make their own researches, even if we provided some materials. And we wanted them to involve mathematics in that project. We want to get it anchored in real life. And they want to apprehend how we could tackle COVID with understanding of things are working thanks to mathematics. So as we were French, Italian, and Spanish, we have to use the common language that was English, of course. I think that important thing is to be in touch also with experts. So we allow them to be in touch with 2 experts. One was a doctor in medicine, and one was a PhD in mathematics. So she explained them the SEER model, which was very complicated for them. But they have to understand that every model is not perfect, and we have to use difficult mathematics too. And it was related also to Mirzakhani work, so it was very great for us. I wrote an article in the scientific competition to expose this project, and well, it won the scientific campaign last year, well, this year, because we're still in 2021. I also use comics, game-based learning, because I think it's important too to make them well-being too in their learning. So it helped them to protect themselves, to better grasp the concepts, and to develop their creativity. And I think it was great. So it was for another project with Turkish, Moldavian, Lithuanian, and it was the title is Math is Everywhere. So they had to perform comics. Here are 2 examples here. I don't know if you can see them. Okay. And then what will be my last challenge. I would like to create an educational escape game, and I found really interesting 3 sites, French one with no cookies at all, and to create mathematical and scientific using also STEM to create an escape game to involve a bit more my students. Well, thank you for your attention. I propose you for closing this my session, this quote for Gary Lawrence. Sustainability is a political choice, and I join Nada, who told us at the end of her speech, not a technical one. It's not a question of whether we can be sustainable, but whether we choose to be. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Benedict, for your great presentation. If our participant, if you have a question, you can ask directly with a raised hand, or you can leave the question in our chat box. Okay, we have a comment from Dr. Syed F. Hanifdan. I will read his comment. Okay, the comment is: since COVID-19, South Asian countries like ours have been economically weak, and sustainable development has become a dilemma. It would be worthwhile to have some explanation of how we face sustainable development in such a situation. Okay, Madam Benedict, can you give your opinion about this comment?
So I think that we have to try to make our students understand what's happening, to make them less afraid of the situation. So if we manage to handle things, or at least to understand things, I think we're going to help them, because I don't know if you leave this kind of situation, but we have a lot of students that are suffering from COVID and lockdown. and there is a lot of breakdowns and suicidal attempts. So I think we have to be strong and to help them and to stand and be with them at their sides.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Benedict, for your opinion. Okay, for the last session from Madam Benedict, can you give us your last closing statement? Oh, we have a question from Miss Liz. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, can you? Yeah, okay, okay, Miss Liz, can you ask directly? Okay.
Hello, good morning there.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Benedict.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Should I up my voice? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yes,
okay.
We can hear you
clearly. Okay, Miss Benedict, I want to ask you, one of the strengths of hybrid learning is the flexibility in doing the task given by the teacher. But I think it's way too flexible sometimes till the student don't finish the task. What do you think about it? I mean, do you set a specific schedule for them while they are at home?
Yes, well, I had to add that the projects are led with e-twinning. It was part of my CLIL option. So it's an extra work for the students. It's a bit different. So it's lighter. It's not a compulsory project.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank
That's
you.
why I have more time to help them with that.
Okay. I got it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Liz. Can you introduce yourself, Miss?
Sorry?
Enggak, I've talked with Miss Liz. Can you introduce yourself? Where are you come from?
Yeah, I'm Liz. I'm from East Kalimantan, exactly at Bontang City.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for giving me the time.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Liz, for your answer, and thank you so much for Madam Benedict Aleduc for your great presentation. Okay, Madam, can you give us a closing statement, Madam, for the last session?
Well, my closing statement was what I wrote in my last slide. It was that we have to make the decision to be sustainable. It's not just technical. It's a real policy. It's not a question of whether we can be sustainable, but whether we choose to be. I think it's very important.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Benedict Leduc. We go to our next speaker. Okay, we fight to Afghanistan. We have Dr. Ahmad Gul Moment. Mr. I'm sorry. Okay, Mr. Ahmad Gul, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Before your presentation, yes, I can see you very well.
Okay. Greetings to all of you.
Yes. Mister, I want to read your biography first. May I?
Okay. Yes, please.
Okay. Mr. Ahmad Kul Moments, for 5 College University of Massachusetts, 2009 until 2010. ICCL Gujarat University, Gujarat, India, 2016 until 2018. Mr. Ahmad Kumaman, he is English language professor at Nangarhar University since 2008 with more than 10 years working experience with United Nations surveying and researching on numerous projects in Afghanistan. Okay, he have education PhD English at the University of Lucknow, UP, India. His magister in MA Gujarat University, India. His diploma Interaction and Media Design, Tallinn University in Tallinn, Estonia. He have a certificate American Pedagogy and World Politics, 5 College Amherst, MIUS, and Methodology and Curriculum, San Diego State University. And he is a Bachelor of Arts from Nagarhar University, and Education, Psychology, and Teaching Methodology, Switzerland, Europe. Okay. Sir Ahmad Gul Moment. Can you, the time is yours. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm very happy to be here. Actually, I'm still a student, I'm still learning, but I want to share about multidisciplinary curriculum in Afghanistan. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. I will share my screen and I will explain very. Okay. Afghanistan is actually, many people may think it's very, it's not up to date educational society, but because of American and European involvement, our curriculums are very up to date. And Afghan curriculums in Afghanistan are multidisciplinary subjects. Here you see biology, chemistry, politics, economy, and education. And on this screen, you see education in Afghanistan. We have 2 departments for education. One is Ministry of Education and one is Education. Ministry of Education is actually what I would like to talk about. And Ministry of Higher Education are all higher institutes. And higher education is actually very monodisciplinary, very specific. And Ministry of Education has lycée, is a French word. French colleague may know this. Lycée, it's a high school, it's actually 12th grade. And we have Darul Uloom, which is actually madrasas, but it also issues certificates. But Darul Uloom is not very multidisciplinary. And then we have Halka, which is the Arabic word for a small class in religious study. But what I would like to talk about is lycée. Is a French word, and lycée is actually designed for students that when they graduate or upon their graduation, they will be able to work in different fields. And in my next slide, you will see how it has the here, grade 7, we have 50% science and 50% of the syllabus or curriculum is languages. We have 4 languages, Pashto, Dari, and English and Arabic. I'm not sure, but in future, perhaps Urdu is a part of our syllabus. And religious study, it has 4 subjects. Aqaid, Fiqh, that's religious and Arabic names. And 10% computer and physical education, and 10% is history and geography and commerce. This commerce is also Islamic, is a type of Islamic background type of commerce. And then when it comes to say grade 9, it has 60% science, 15% languages, and then religious studies, and then history and geography. Here, the physical education, the sports, it's actually. So this curriculum was designed or is designed for students to make them able to work in different offices. Education is free in Afghanistan. Previously, it was till 12th grade. Now it has the bachelor degree too. Or 19. So this syllabus curriculum is designed for students who will fly in multiple directions. After high school, they go to universities, and after high school, they can choose whether they need can veterinary science, medical science, literature, religious after high school. So my focus is on high school curriculum. And before to go to final, I make it very shorter. I want to say this, that many universities around the globe worked with Afghanistan, and this language textbooks or language narration may be different from one government, from one time to another, but the curriculum is well designed. I personally worked on curriculum designing in 2007 at San Diego State University of California. And luckily, all these professionals and intellectuals, they got together and developed curriculums for many faculties. So high school curriculums in Afghanistan is actually multidisciplinary, and it enables students to study or to be able to pursue or follow any education field they would like to study in future. So just an example, here is Angelina Jolie opens all girls school in Afghanistan. So Afghanistan has actually a very type of curriculums. It can change, and actually curriculums is designed for students and parents' needs. But when I'm talking about here, grade 7 and grade 9 is actually still government sponsored or one curriculum in one nation curriculum. And it is in front of you. You see the 50% science at grade 7 and 60% science at grade 9. And then the languages and religious studies, you see that a student who will study all these 16, 15 or 18 subjects, they naturally will be able to follow any faculty he wants to or she wants to. Thank you. Actually, I spare more minutes for questions. If anyone has question about education or curriculums. Thank you, Almira. My presentation is actually finished.
Yes, thank you so much, Sir Ahmad. Cool moment.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. How are you today, sir?
What?
How are you today?
I'm doing well. I was leave for my time, but I spare more time for questions if people have questions, because I don't want to take more time.
Okay, sir, we have a question from Madam Patricia Gonde. The question is, hello, Sir Ahmad Gul Moment. Does your curriculum cover mathematics as a subject?
We have curriculums. We have mathematics. I'm looking for a slideshow. We have mathematics from grade first. We have hisab. Hisab is Arabic word, perhaps mahasaba, hisab. So we have that from first grade. Then it changes to at 7th grade we have algebra. So the word mathematics is actually two words, two names in our curriculum. One is hisab, which is for primary schools, and when it comes to grade 7th, at 7th grade, they have algebra. So we have mathematics in our.
Okay. Sir, we have one question again from Madam Santi Arbi. I love your presentation, sir. Okay. She talked, let me ask about how you divide every part in your curriculum. Did you do any research before? Like for science in grade 9, you give 60% and in grade 7 with 50%. Okay, sir.
Okay, actually, I did two researches and surveys in this curriculum. One is about English, and another is actually religious studies. That if religious studies are applicable, if I understand the question, this curriculum is actually it is in use for past 25 years. So in past there are some changes in textbooks, but not in the structure or the subjects. If I didn't understand the question, please ask me again. Almira?
Mike, Almira,
Mike.
okay, I'm sorry. Which teaching method used in Afghanistan? What you use
teaching.
yeah.
Okay. Teaching methodology, teaching methods are very different from subject to subject. It's actually in this part, if you see the science is 50% and in science 50%. So actually, I methodology and methods of teaching is effective in languages and religious studies, computer and history. But when it comes to science, it relies on lab. So this part of the curriculum is not doing well. So it relies on lab and science and experiments. So this part of the curriculum is actually, and the rest are has very good curriculums. At grade 7, girls and boys are in the same class, but after 5th and 6th and 7th grade, they go to different schools.
Okay.
So teaching young teachers are actually very effective, very good, promising.
Okay. Okay, sir. We have a lot question for you. Okay. I will choose one question because it is the time, right? So I will read the question from Madam Munira. What kind of approach did you use in your teaching during the pandemic situation?
Okay. I want to read the question. Actually, my internet is so I couldn't hear you. Okay, what kind of approaches did you use in your teaching during the pandemic situation? Okay, I actually teach at at university, so it definitely relied on online teaching, and we had Google Classrooms. We have another web that was designed for by Ministry of Higher Education. We were relying online. Munira, dear Munira, we were doing the same thing that Professor or Ma'am explained. So we rely and depended on online, and we had Google Class, had many websites that are designed by Ministry of Higher Education.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your answer. Okay, for your session closing, can you give us a closing statement, sir?
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you so much, and thanks to all of you. And in future, if you any programs like this, I will say narration is one a very interesting topic, and another is like education for coexistence. That is also very good, and science for solution. Like artificial intelligence is Philip how can say it's dangerous. So how can we use artificial intelligence or science for solution? So there, if you want programs or webinars in future, is language narration, education for coexistence, and solution. These three suggestions. And I'm very pleased and very honored, and I'm still learning it. I'm a student. And thank you so much. Thanks to all, sir, and thanks Edward. Thanks, ma'am from France. That is the word laissez. Laissez is French. She may have comments on this. Thank you so much, Almira.
Okay, thank you so much for you too, Sir Ahmad Komoman. Okay, we fly to Canada. We go to our next speaker is we have Sir Edward Probir Mondol. Are you there, sir? Hello,
Yes,
mister?
I'm there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sir. How are you today, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
What time in Canada now?
It is 1:30 in the morning.
Okay. Okay, sir, the time is yours. Okay.
Okay. All right. It's my humble. I'm humble, and it's my honor to share my thoughts with you, with all the academics and the dignitaries. And I also thank you for the organizer and all those the organizations that are involved in this conference. I would like to start with this religious quotation because I believe the Almighty who created to us has given us wisdom. So they said, "Oh my Lord, increase me my knowledge." So we need to ask Almighty for knowledge and wisdom, and also the knowledge. Actually, I ask you knowledge that is of benefit, which is very important. We need to we have a prayer that the knowledge it is for the benefit. And also says in other in the Holy Book is the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of Holy One is inside. One of the things that I would like to share before I continue is that true humility is the staying teachable regardless of how much you already know. As an educator, I believe is very important for you just be an example so that you can inspire your students. It is very important when we are talking about hybrid learning. It is very important to be a very good example because that will inspire. The transformation will begin from there. So that it doesn't matter how much you know. The information is not a traditional way 50 years back or 10 years back where you are sharing the knowledge, but the students are getting all the resources, all the technologies are involved. So true humility is very important. So that's the lesson. Now today I will be sharing with you a few things. Because of time, I would just like to I'll share with you briefly. But what is the learning objective for today? I will be sharing with you that we are talking about SDG goal, the Sustainable Development Goal. We need to understand why we need to actually talking about why you are talking about SDG goal now. And then I also share with you the hybrid learning, the importance of hybrid learning and how hybrid learning can be incorporated for SDG goal. And then we also discuss, because I'm a change management practitioner, so I will be sharing with you with the change management and behavioral change approach, how this can be implemented for educator, for the professors, for the teachers. So, and then we are talking about the holistic approach. And then human development. Anything we do has to be for human development, which is very important. And all the curriculums, all those things has to be a dialogue between the stakeholder dialogue, so that we can have an up-to-date curriculum for the students or for the learners. And then finally, we have to have a commitment. We have to generate a plan, and we have to follow it along. So here we're talking about the SDG goal. I am not discussing all the SDG goal, but it's important to understand the SDG goal. There are 17 SDG goals. And those goals are right. We need to understand is because as we are living in society, we need to understand why we are actually talking about SDG and why it is important in education, why it is important in primary education, secondary education, higher education, why it is important. So because we are living in a society, we need to understand that we need to end poverty, end hunger, well-being, quality education, gender equality, water and sanitation for all, affordable and sustainable energy, decent work for all, technology to benefit all, reduce inequality, save cities and community, responsible consumption by all, stop climate change, protect the ocean, take care of the earth, live in peace, mechanism and partnership to reach the goal. So ultimately, what is actually happening when you are just thinking about this process here, sustainable development goal, this is all of our surrounding. When you're teaching a student, a learner, some of them will be scientists, some of them will be doctors, some of them will be teacher. So they are actually so sustainable development goal is very important because it encompasses everything, whatever is there. So it is very important to incorporate those the learning or those teaching in our curriculum and share this with our students or learners. Now, the sustainable development goal, we need to understand, I already shared with you that we need to understand why we are actually discussing sustainable development goal. We need to understand the people, to ensure healthy lives, knowledge and inclusion of women and children. We talk a lot of women, there's a violence, there's domestic violence, there is children that are in danger. They are not, properly treated. Some of them are in child labor. So there are a lot of issues there. So we need to understand the people, dignity, end of poverty and fight inequality, prosperity to grow a strong and inclusive and transformative economy, and justice. That means we promote a safe and peaceful societies and strong institution. And as we are living in a global society, it's not only Afghanistan, it's not only India, it's not only Indonesia, it's not only Canada, but it's a global. As a global citizen, we need to ensure all of those. Partnership to catalyze global solidarity for sustainable development. It is very important. Partnerships mean public-private partnerships and involving all the stakeholders, which is very important. And then planet to protect our ecosystem and for all and our children, which is very important. So this is actually the elements that we need to understand. Now, the entry point of alignment, what are the key alignment here is capacity development. As an educator, what we are doing actually, at the elementary or secondary level, we are involving, we're talking about the hybrid learning, but what is hybrid learning? Why when we're talking about that hybrid, the method and everything, we are doing capacity building, capacity development, which is very important. Integrated governance also is there, prioritization, integrated financing framework, monitoring and reporting. So these are the key elements that we need to do when we're talking about, integrating into our mindset. Now, hybrid learning is important, achieving the sustainable development goal. As you know, hybrid learning is actually a combination. It's not actually on one way. What we are blending learning is kind of, what we're doing here. So we're just talking about the hybrid learning. Many of the speakers already spoke. I won't go into that details, but hybrid learning implements, synchronizes lessons taught and simultaneously in person and online at the same time. And now, when we're talking about the hybrid learning, is an educational model which students spend at least half of their time learning online and rest of their time learning in the physical classroom, according to the interpretation. So what is happening here? You're giving the flexibility and you are giving an option. So the students are actually getting into that. And because of the pandemic and because the new norm, this is actually one of the best practices that we can have. Whereas the other methods are there where we can face-to-face, where you're blending learning. And blending learning is kind of online learning to supplement in-class teaching, but still focuses primarily on teachers and students being physically present majority of the teaching time. So when you're talking about the hybrid learning, we need to understand how hybrid learning can be implemented in that teaching or implementing the sustainable development goal. Now, the hybrid learning versus the blended learning, as I already shared with you, is specific synchronous lessons that are taught live and remotely at the same time, whereas blended learning in all education that integrate digital technology, especially online tools and techniques. I have taught high school briefly many years back, 20 plus years back, but mostly I taught universities. So, and colleges. So my experience as in this particular technology, we need to be very specific. As at this present time, there are many technologies, there are many tools like that, AI, machine learning, deep learning. There's a whole lot of technologies are there. We're having a virtual reality, we're augmented reality. There's a lot of other platforms are right there. We are doing a lot of stuff, but one of the most important thing for you to understand that what are you listening to the students, right? Are you actually following what they're doing, right? It's very important. Like, there should be a communication. There should be a effective communication. It's not the technology, it's not the thing. It's actually this where you are doing a transformation, being a changes, and you do that transformation. So what is the importance of the hybrid learning? The flexible teaching and learning, accommodated in differently abled and reaches remote areas, mitigates the students, mitigates long student absences and familiarizes user with modern technology. So this is the importance of hybrid learning. I'm going to the details, but here what we are just understanding here, because when we first started, we started understanding that SDG, the Sustainable Development Goal. Now this hybrid actually learning is just a method that through which we will be, achieving this Sustainable Development Goal. But what are the challenges that we are having right now? So human impact in the planet is intensifying due to rapid globalization, economic and population growth, and changing lifestyles. And there is a technical and regulatory solution. Sustainable development must include transformation of human consumption behavior. So, which is important. Now, I would like to share with you as a change management practitioner, like when you are as an educator or as a teacher, professor, where we need to understand that where we are standing in this particular area, right? So unconscious incompetence means you are unaware of the skills and you lack of proficiency. So you need to do an exercise and see where you are at. Whereas unconscious competence means performance, the skills become automatic, which is the last step. The second step actually is called conscious incompetence. You are aware of the skill, but not proficient. And the third one is the conscious competence is you are able to use the skill, but only with the effort. But unconscious competence means performing the skill becomes automatic. So ultimately we are reaching into the blue, right, that square there. So that unconscious competence, performing the skills, and become automatic. So it is very important as an educator to at least do this exercise and see where you are at. Now we are talking specifically in context of the achieving sustainable development goal. So we need to always do this exercise and see where you are at, and even with the learner, and see that where you are at. We always need to strive and understand that in the first case, we can see you don't know what is your skill and you lack proficiencies. It can happen to you. It can happen to your learner. And conscious incompetence, you are aware of the skill, but not proficient. So what we are doing, providing all the tools, teaching, all those things. And then when we get proficient, we need some assistance as a teacher, as an educator, as a trainer, or thing. We are providing assistance to the learner. Even we also had some guides, like professors, they have guides, professors, they have senior professors or someone who is assisting them. So you're able to use the skill, but with that effort. So you need to have that effort. And then ultimately, when you're performing the skill, becoming automatic, that should be your ultimate goal. Now, because so this is in that conscious competence level, you can see there is confidence level there. So that means our goal as an educator has to be that level of conscious competence. Now, when we are first, starting is conscious incompetence, that means insecurity. You don't know where you are at. And then unconscious incompetence level, you are still in the comfort level. And then unconscious competence is your security confidence. So yes, so this is how, you should do an exercise. So I'll not go into that details, but see, this is we need to understand this, the unsustainability and early warning system. So we need to understand here, I know that I know that I don't know that I know, and I don't know that I don't know. So you can see the same, thing, and just see the how it is actually, raise that. So I encourage the educator, just do this exercise and see, because this we are all learning. There is no end of learning. So, and we always need to, do this exercise and the self check and see. And even with the students, always, be open, be flexible, and ask them, what need to be done. Education is the best wealth among all. No one can steal it and no one can snatch it. It cannot be divided among the brothers, and it is heavy to carry. As one consumes to spend, it increases. As one shares, it expands. So this is better. So what I need to discuss here is like holistic approach. That means in this pandemic and with the hybrid learning, session, we need to have the holistic approach of education. There are many aspects of the holistic approach of education. So when you are not in holistic approach of education, sometimes you may not achieve the level that you want, or that may not be that productive. So in that hybrid, the character formations, healthy social skills, manner, hands-on lesson, core academics, emotional development, critical thinking skill, conflict resolution skills are important. So as I said, because of technologies, there are a lot of challenges, like the students are also involved in technology. So as an educator, you need to connect with your students and learner. You need to listen. Empathetic listening is needed. You need to hear them. I know, there are like students, I know they have a problem at the home. Even I see the child, because I came from Southeast Asia, where a lot of people come to school without food. They are hungry, and they are not performing well because of they didn't have breakfast, and they're coming in the school. Many schools with NGO, non-government organization, they're providing the food, at school. So it is very important to understand, listen, what is your what the learners actually wants. The Amartya Sen, one of the Nobel laureates, said that development can be seen as a process of expanding the real freedom that people enjoy. So that is very important, that we need to understand all this. Now, the education, as like when we're talking about this education to contribute to human development. So what education can contribute? This is a question to you. As you are all educated, learned, things, this is very important to understand, because what we are doing, when I first share with you SDG goal, you can see a lot of different aspects of SDG goal. Because we live in a society, we need to understand that how this particular, because you are in the field of education, how this education can contribute for the human development. When you can do that, you can make changes and you can do transformations, and then we can go to the next level, which is very important. Now, I'm not going, because of time, I'm not going to that one. I'll be very brief here. I said the higher education influences economic well-being in three ways. The first, the direct expenditures by institutions and their employees and their students impact their local economy. This spending multiplies to a local economy until the monies are used to purchase goods and services from outside the local area. So what it does, the second, the one, higher education provide the financial and non-financial benefit to individual who pursues an advanced education and society to general. And what it does, third, is institutions of higher educations are education increasingly focus of knowledge creation. So, and also we need to focus on this mental well-being, right, for the individual psychological state, that is connecting the learner. So the role of educations, where we are actually doing the empowerment, political freedom, I'm not going to that details, but share with you because of time. Okay, so the finally, right, what I like to share with you, the human development aspect, which is very important. So the development, what are the principles of human development? Development is continuous, development is gradual, development is sequential, rate of development varies person to person. That means, as I said with you, as an educator, you need to listen to or connect with your student or learner. Development proceed from general to specific. That means if someone wants to learn arts, they're good. Spend some time with them. Be specific. Most traits are correlated in development. Growth and development in product both heredity and environment. Development is predictable. And development, there is a constant interaction between all factors of the development. So that means, as an educator, it is our task, is our noble duty to do that. This is the human development. This is important, very important. With that, right, the final slide that I would like to share with you is just what is your commitment? What I'm going to start doing, right? 1, 2, 3. What I'm going to do. What I'm going to stop doing. If I'm doing certain things that is not good or that is not right way, what I'm going to stop doing. So just write. And the third one is I'm going to keep doing. That means you're doing an awesome job as a professor, as a teacher. You're doing a good job. So keep on doing. And who will hold me accountable? So is there someone? And then this is a follow-up. So this follow-up is very important. With that, thank you very much from Global Academy of Holistic Leadership and Coaching platform Education Institute. I would like to thank and thank you for providing me this opportunity to share my thoughts with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Edward Montor. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you.
Okay. For our participant, if you have a question to our speaker, Sir Edward Mondo, you can ask directly or you can leave the question in our chat box. Sir, we have one question from Miss Liz. Okay, Miss Liz, do you want ask question for our speaker? Oh, wait a minute. I want to. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead,
thank you.
Miss. You can ask directly.
Hello, Mr. Edward.
Hello.
Before I ask a question, can you please tell me how to pronounce your name correctly?
Yeah, it's Edward Mundell. Yes.
Edward Mandel. Okay, Mr. Edward. I have 2 questions for you. Is it okay?
Yes, go ahead, please. Yeah.
Yeah. The first question is, I am a teacher of 7th grade students, and their age is about 12 years old to 13 years old. So they are really dependent to their parents. So my question is, in hybrid learning, where do the parents take place? I mean, the role of the parents. That's the first question. And I have the second question. Can you please give us the tips? Because we are an educator. Because you know that we are not finished yet with, we have lots of homework with online learning, and now we have to face the hybrid learning. Can you give us like tips how to make us as an educator being good at that method? Thank you.
So I guess the first question is very important. As I already shared with you, when you're talking about the stakeholders involves many, not only parents, but also the government, the policy makers. They also play an important role. For example, I have done a project a couple of years back from here, Canada, but I was doing in one of the, because I originally from Bangladesh. So one of the coastal community in Cox's Bazar, there was 2,000 fishermen. They were there and they were having trouble because when they're going for fishing and with the nets, they're collecting all the waste, the ocean waste, and in ocean waste there's a medical waste. So in the medical waste there is a syringes and other thing then, and they are getting pinches and some of the chemicals, so they are getting sick when they're getting all those diseases, skin diseases and everything. So see the example, particular example, I have developed an ocean literacy program so that they know what need to be done. So in this particular community, there is all the stakeholders are involved. Now, in order to implement this one, we had challenges, right? Because the government were not recognizing that because the companies, those who are actually dumping the medical wastes in that ocean, they were because they are saving money because they are just not saving and they are not disposing or they're not actually transporting to other far away and they're just dumping there. So it is very difficult to convince them. So it is important. Why I'm just sharing this example, you need to understand the context. Why? Because the context is we have to involve all the stakeholders, government, the local governments, and the NGOs, the non-government organizations, parents also involved. Because you see, when they're using the internet, the screen timing monitoring is very important. And then see what they're doing. When they're saying, okay, I'm doing assignments. Are they really doing assignments? So parent has to monitor. Like, for example, I have a Google account. I can check, as a parents, because they're, which sides they are in. And as in Canada and North America, we have to very strictly monitoring our kids, how they're doing. So it's very important to parents as a parents. So the other question, sorry, the other question, what is that? The other question, part of the other questions? If you can repeat that question, I just.
Yes.
Can you?
Okay. Okay, Miss Liz, can you?
Yeah. Can you give us the tips, like some advice? Because we are educator, since actually we are not finished yet with our homework as an educator on online learning, and we have to face the hybrid learning too now. What do you think about it? I mean,
yeah, so I think it's very important to understand. See, earlier I was an educator. What are the problem is, like, sometimes we think that we know, or like, and we give this thing, giving them the responsibility and accountability is important, right? We need to trust and see, and then even giving them some of the tasks, so they are accountable actually. So teach them how to be accountable. So it is very important, because if students are responsible and accountable, and there is a proper monitoring and evaluation, that is very important. So if you establish the process, then it will be easier for a teacher or an educator, for the school, to at least monitor this one. So it will be effective. So it's very important to have that system in progress. And also there is a continuous mentoring. There will be not only teachers, but also other, right, involved. I remember when I was in school, there are also other teachers helping me, because not the school, like the particular classroom teacher are helping. Sometimes the other teacher, you can get support from the other instructors, other teachers, other professors. So it is very important to have that flexibility, openness, so that you can continue. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Edward Mondol. We have another question from our participant in our chat box. Okay, I will read for the question from Mr. Nazir Ahmed. What is hybrid learning? Explain it in simple words and also its importance. Okay, can you?
I think we already discussed, many of the speakers already discussed, but in brief, one of the things that I would like to share with you is hybrid learning. We were discussing hybrid learning because the hybrid learning gives us flexibility and openness, so that at the simultaneously we can do online learning, and also right, also right, we are doing using the technology. For example, in the classroom, I was also doing some course. I'm a change management practitioner. At the same time, what I was doing, I was in Zoom meeting. The class is going on, in-person class is going on. At the same time, what I was actually involved into this class is I was in my Zoom meeting with other people from other cities also. They are also attending, like a virtual, right? They're attending in this session, but they're connecting. And then I'm going to like searching internet, going to the particular website and then learning at the same time. So you see that hybrid learning is happening, everything simultaneously. So that gives a more flexibility, more openness, and so that it can, according to the flexibility, or according to the situation, that it gives an openness for the learners and even for the instructor. So that's the benefit for hybrid learning. Whereas the blended learning, this actually gives only one way, because blended learning only teacher and student. So they have to be one, they have a particular method and they're just implementing this one with some technologies and tools. So hybrid learning is important because hybrid learning, but not all the sessions. Remember, you have to do according to your needs, because not all the classes are not a one method. So according to your needs and according to your classroom, according to your settings, you can just see which method is useful for you. So not everything is needed for every situation, right? So you have to know that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Edward Mundur. We have another question. I will read for you. The question from Sabira Anissa. Hello, Mr. Edward Mundur. I'm from EIN Losmawe. She is my student, sir. I have a question from the PowerPoint you presented. The question is, I have seen several points in the key elements, one of which is integrated governance. Which is meant by integrated government in this? Okay, wait a minute. Wait, sir. Okay. Integrated government, which is meant by integrated government in this application to support effectiveness education in this hybrid era. What is this like, especially in government in Canada? Can you show me an example? Hello, sir.
If I understand correctly, it is all integrated. You are looking for an example for integrated learning, right?
Right, sir.
Okay. Yes. So, as you know that, because we are in a different, many of you are learning from, because some of them are like primary school, secondary school, higher education, and there are many curriculums or many methods or many systems. School boards are there. Like, it's not everything is not the same. So it is actually as I said, right, we already do custom made curriculum, and then we use according to the needs of the students and needs of the school or something. So but one of the important thing is now important whether you follow the process for the students. That means, right, somebody said, okay, it is like 25 years that is being successful, but are we doing a real life testing, right? What is happening every year? And then there's a constant evaluation and monitoring there. So, and in Canada, I can see that there is a lot of research, a lot of math, like things, techniques that there, and there are a lot of softwares there. There are a lot of what do you call that? Online assessment tools are there, where you can just monitor the students' progress. How much, like for example, whether they go through the self-learning process, how much, how many minutes they observe this one, whether they have completed the task, whether it's not only the final exam, right, where you're just writing the exam or evaluation. It is actually your participations, your your project, your presentations. So everything is involved. So whether you have positive attitudes, like, or you are it's teamwork and everything. So as a character building, like critical thinking skill development. So you need to have the holistic approach of educations. I think this is very important, and it depends upon your curriculum, depends upon the program that you are actually teaching at your level. So I think it is important. You design your program, you talk to the students and get their feedback, and just according to their needs, do it. So that's from my experience. Here also in Canada, same thing. Not all the schools are following the same thing. Not all the universities are following the same. So they have different modules, they have different techniques, different tools they use. So yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. We have one question again from Dr. Said F. Hanifdan. The question is, how do you improve that hybrid learning? Please expand it in simple words and also its importance.
So, yes, like as I said, that this is always a two-way communication. So when you call is improvement, so there's like involving all stakeholders. So that means even with the designing the program, even with this decision-making process, you have to involve them. So, and then there is a continuous monitoring and evaluation. So continuous monitoring evaluations can be assisted by AI, because AI is a artificial intelligence can provide you some real life statistics, and sometimes you can be connecting more or talking to the students instead of doing some paperwork or something. Some technology can assist you in with the AI, with the tools and technology. So I think it is important just to have those technology involved, but more importantly, as a person, you need to go person to person contacts and see how you can more involved into the process. Then it will be effective. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Edward, for your answer. Okay, sir, for your last session, can you give us the closing statement, sir?
All right, thank you very much. What I'd like to share with you is, as an educator, as I said from the beginning, is like always need to be an empathetic listening capability. It doesn't matter how much you know. It doesn't matter what knowledge you need. It can be, right, the best thing that you would like to share with you, best knowledge, but it is important to connect, listen, and listen to the students and the learner, and be a change agent. So that's my request, or my right, to all educators, and because a lot of people are not sharing their challenges because of pandemic. For maybe their parents have lost their jobs. One of the parents lost their economic problem. They have mental stress and tension. There are a lot of things going on in their minds. So you have to, as an educator, you have to connect with the students and see how you can help them the best way you can. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It's so great closing statement. Okay, before we go to our next speaker, I want to say hello for our participant from another state. Okay, hello, our participant. Thank you so much you can join to in our event. Okay, I just want to say thank you so much. Okay. Now we go to our next speaker is, wait a minute, I will read the schedule. We go to our next speaker from Oman. We have Dr. Ali Al-Matari because he cannot join with us. So I want to play him video. Okay, wait a minute.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Thank you so much to invite me to participate in this conference. Today, actually, I'm going to talk about one of the most important subjects that maybe it's missing from the research in Arabic country and maybe some countries around the world. My thought is, what is the effect of corona pandemic? There's a lot of effects that related to the students, related to Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Thank you so much to invite me to participate in this conference. Today, actually, I'm going to talk about one of the most important subjects that maybe it's missing from the research in Arabic country and maybe some countries around the world. My thought is, what is the effect of corona pandemic? There's a lot of effects that related to the students, related to the families, related to the teachers. So there are some solutions that's provided from some countries and provides from some organization that's take care about the social emotional learning and they are looking for the best way to recover the effect of a corona pandemic. So today my subject is talk about this SEL. It's called SEL, Social Emotional Learning. So let me share my screen. Social emotional learning is an integral part of education and human development. So it is the process through which all young people and adults acquire and apply their knowledge, skills, and attitudes to develop healthy identities, manage emotion, and achieve a personal and collective goals. Feel and show empathy for others, and you know what is the meaning of empathy, especially after the COVID pandemic, because a lot of students are missed their fathers, maybe passed away, or grandfather or brother and sister. So it's the main. I think the main importance of social emotional is empathy for other, establish and maintain supportive relationship, and make responsible and caring decision. Still advance education quality and excellence through authentic school, family, community partnership to establish learning environment and experience that future trusting and cooperative relationship, rigorous and meaningful curriculums and instruction, and ongoing evaluation. And we know what is the problem of the evaluation, especially when we are in a learning situation. SEL can help address various forms of inequality and empower young people and adults to co-create thriving schools and contribute to safe health and just communities. Actually, SEL include five competencies. The social and emotional learning include 5 competencies. Start from the classroom climate, start from the teachers. After that, going to the school and culture and practice and policies. After that, going to the families and caregiver. So they are looking for authentic partnership. The last cycle of a circle or cell wheel, communities, aligned learning opportunities. So the teacher is the main important for the shifting cell for the students. So let's discover what is the SEL, social and emotional learning competencies. Start first with self-management. Self-management, it's mean the abilities to manage all the emotions, thoughts, and behaviors effectively in different situations and achieve goals and aspirations. These include the capacities to daily gratification, manage stress, and feel motivation and agency to accomplish personal and collective goals. For example, let's managing also emotions, identifying and using stress management strategies, expecting self-discipline and self-motivation, setting personal and collective goals using planning and organization skills, showing the courage to take initiative, demonstrating personal and collective agency. This is for self-management. Looking for self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to understand one's own emotion, thought and value, and how they influence behaviors across contexts. These include capacities to recognize one's strengths and limitation with a grounded sense of confidence and purpose, such as integrating personal and social identities, identify personal culture and diagnostic assist, so demonstrating honest and integrity, linking feeling, value, and thoughts. Also having growth mindset, developing interest and sense of purpose. Third, competence is social awareness. Social awareness, it means the ability to understand the perspective of the empathies, which with others, including those from diverse backgrounds, culture, and contexts. These include the capacities to feel compassion for others, understand broad and historical and social norms of behaviors in different settings, and recognize family, school, and community resource and supports. For example, taking others' perspective, recognizing strengths in others, demonstrating empathy and compassion, showing concern for the feeling of others, also understanding and expressing gratitude, also understanding the influence of organization and system on behaviors. The fourth competence is relationship. And we know during the corona pandemic, all families staying at home, and the road is cut off and school is off. So when they return back to the school, if their ability, the student is ability and teacher to take a decision or take a responsible about relationship. So if this relationship skills stay without any effects, or there are some changes that maybe have a relationship. So the relationship skills, it means the abilities to establish and maintain healthy and supportive relationship, and to effectively navigate sitting with diverse individual and groups. This includes the capacities to communicate clearly, listen, activity, cooperate, work cooperative to a problem, solve and negotiate conflict, constructively navigate sitting with different social and cultural demands and opportunities, provide leadership and seek or offer help when need, such as communicate effectively, developing positive relationship, demonstrating culture, competency, practice teamwork and cooperative problem solving to encourage the relationship skills. Let's see for the last competencies. It's responsible decision making. It's mean responsible decision making, the ability to make caring and constructive choice about personal behaviors and social interactions across diverse situations. This includes the capacities to consider ethical standards and safety concern, and evaluate the behaviors and consequence of various action for personal, social, and collective well-being. For example, demonstrating curiosity, curiosity, and open mindset, learning how to make responsible judgment after analyzing information data, identifying solutions to for person and social problems, recognizing how to critical think skills are useful both inside and outside of school, evaluate personal, interpersonal, communities, and institutional impact. Actually, this is my topics. Look for the sale of castle, social emotional learning. Thank you so much to invite me to participate, and thank you also for the coordinator of this conference or this day 3. Thank you for the whole organization of this organizer of this conference to invite me to be a part of this conference. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Because this is a video, so we don't have the duration. Because Dr. Ali Al-Matari has the obstacle. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker is Dr. Munadi. He is the Vice Dean of Faculty Syariah, IAIN Luxmawe. The time is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity to speak in this event of this moment. Introduce me, Munadi Usman from Islamic Institute, State Islamic Institute, Luxmawe. Okay, on this occasion, I will discuss the topic about reconstruction of the epistemology of Islamic law in the context of global legal development.
I'm sorry, sir. Can you share your PPT?
Okay. You can see my PPT?
Okay, can see it.
Okay. Right. I want to start. I am discuss this on this moment about reconstruction of Islamic legal epistemology in the global legal development. Okay, Islamic law as an object of study has been studied in a long time, from the past until now by scholar groups, various approach. So that is has given rise to very broad issue of Islamic law and cover all dimensions of human life horizontally and vertically. Legal issues was raised to social design in society. Social change is variation of accepted way of life to shine in geographical condition, material culture, population composition, ideology, or because of division or new discoveries in society. The emergence of new legal problem time required Islamic jurists to always be active in ijtihad both those who already have authority from the command, such as the MUE or other parties individually or in group, who qualified in ijtihad, also actively respond to various legal issues that arise. Usul fiqh or Islamic jurisprudence is a sign related to the methodology of Islamic law, which play a very important role in the development of law every time from the past until now. Usul fiqh is an epistemology of Islamic law that was built by previous scholars who function for the development of Islamic law. And then Lajnah Basul Masail about for the study of Islamic law. The formation of Lajnah Basul Masail is the motivated by the emergence of many new cases that require legal provision in the mind of society, and as classic problem that occur confusion or multi-interpretation in understanding the law of this problem in the mind of society. On that basis, a research institution was formed, namely Lajnah Basul Masail Indaya, to answer a very question that requires a legal answer through a study in the trust book. Emergence of Lajnah Basul Masail, the Achinese Daya, also motivated by and the same time that continue to rule. Why? Innovative. To the development on this technology, because one of the area of study a contemporary problem. And then that method of formulating the law of Lajnah Basul Masail. In discussing a legal case, the use of the rule of usulia and fiqhiyah as a method of discussing Islamic law is a must. The first is to use the method of ilhaq al-masail binadha'irha, meaning associating a problem with those that are comparable to them. And this is different from qiyas. The ilhaq al-masail binadha'irha method is attempt to connect a problem with other problem in the Turas book. The use of rule is mandatory in every discussion because it is impossible to discuss a fiqh issue without using fiqh rule or qawaid fiqhiyah. The Lajnah Basul Masail team searched for the text in the Shafi'i sect will refer to the authentic book of the Hanafi, Maliki, and Hanbali sect. And then Lajnah Basul Masail reference in discussing legal case, it is referred to reference from the Shafi'i sector.
Well, Mr. Munadi, are you there? It just look like you have a problem with your connection. Mr. Munadi? Mr. Munadi? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wait for Mr. Munadi for a moment.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Mr. Munadi?
I can conclude.
Oh yeah, okay. Just continue it.
Okay. Reference is the discussion of Lajnah Wasul Masail in addition to the book of classical Turas are referred to with Al-Sunnah wal Jamaah put in the field of fight. Okay. I think we have to reconstruction of the epistemology of Islamic law. Previous scholars have formulated for relevant.
I think Mr. Munadi have a bad connection.
Yeah.
Moderator.
So, what is it, Miss Amira? We go to the next speaker, or we will wait Mr. Munadi?
Yeah, Mr. Munadi is the last speaker. So you can end the conference, I think, because Mr. Munadi have bad connection. Yeah. Mr. Munadi, are you there? Okay.
I am.
Okay, go ahead, Mr.
Go ahead, Mr. Munadi, and don't forget to share your PPT, Mr. Munadi.
Oh yeah. Okay, I am continued. Theories from various disciplines to be considered in formulating Islamic law as far as it does not has gone to through scientific research and validity so that it can be used and a reference the utilization of science and technology in the study makes Islamic law adaptive to the development of time and able to proceed with other legal system in and then aspect of reconstruction, I think have the three aspect. First, the essence of Islamic law, namely the meaning of Islamic law, which must include positive law in a country or other law in accordance with Islamic law. Second aspect, method and Islamic legal source that should adopt a variety of method that evolving in the study of science and technology, not only limited to the science of usul fiqh and qawaid fiqhiyah. And the three aspect, the validity of Islamic law will include theory of correspondence, coherence, and of also finish my presentation, and then back to thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for the presentation, Dr. Munadi. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have the questions, please type your question in the chat box and click the raise hand and just type your name, your institution of the origin, and the question is what. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can ask the questions now. Any question for Dr. Munadi? Any question? Dr. Munadi?
No.
How are you today, sir? Dr. Munadi, how are you today? Dr. Munadi? Yeah, it looks like your connection is there's trouble. For the participant who want to ask, you can type the question in the chat box. Any question? Question?
I think it's time for closing, Bang Rama.
Okay. Thank
Wait
you
a
so
minute.
much.
Wait a minute. Before closing, I want to share the attendance links before the closing. Okay. This is attendance list day 3. Okay, participant, you can fill the attendance list before we close the event today. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for the information, Ms. Almira. Ladies and gentlemen, and for the participant, all the participant and the speaker, maybe that's all I can say. Thank you so much to the committee who have held this event. Thousand and many of thanks I say to Share to Care Volunteer International, especially to Dr. Andi Asrifan, Dr. Abdul Ghafur as the president of Share to Care Volunteer, Dr. Mutmainnah as Advisory Board International. Many of thanks to my beloved brother, Dr. Abdul Wafi, and all my brother and sister at Share to Care volunteer teams. And thank you so much to, especially to Dr. Nada Radkovic from Croatia, Dr. Ali Al-Matari from Oman, Ms. Leduk Benekti from France, Dr. Ruben Garcia Peru, Dr. Ahmad Gulmamen from Afghanistan, Dr. Edward Probir Mandal from Canada, and Swami Nathan Chi from Uganda, Dr. Nadia Mansur from Tunisia, and Dr. Munadi from the Indonesia. Hopefully this conference is useful to us, and we can implement it in our daily learning. I'm very sorry if there is any wrong from me, and thank you so much for Ms. Almira when handling in this event as a moderator, because I have some troublesome. I mean, maybe this is from me. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. But before we close this Zoom, can we take a photo, Miss Almira?
Okay, we can take a photo together.
Yeah, to
Okay,
all the participants,
okay.
please open up your Zoom, your camera. And
Okay, participant, you can open your camera. We want to take our photo together.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Many thanks to the committee, Miss Almira. Thank you so much for to Miss Almira.
Yes, thank you so much for you too, Mr. Ramadan, for helping us to become moderator. Okay,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I want to take a picture. Please open your camera. Okay, I want to. Okay, we have three parts. Okay. The first session. 1, 2, 3. Say cheese. Okay, session 2. 1, 2, 3. Say cheese. Session 3. 1, 2, 3. Say cheese.
Thank you so much to the participant and speaker. Thank you so much. 1,000 thanks.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you.
Especially to Dr. Abdul Ghafur. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Bang. Thank you.
See you. Okay.
Bye.
Okay. See you. And tomorrow we have another event. The day 4. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye.
Thank you, organizing team. Thank you, Dr. Lakshman from India. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.